And
Top 10
tonight,
list.
we have to start with the
The
GOAT,
man,
the
the myth,
OG,
the legend.
the man, myth, the legend, George Washington.
And and as you've been hearing, when we've had discussions all the way through, especially when we discussed about the constitutional conventions and about the Declaration of Independence and everything else, there was, again, very formative figures, figures that were very important to this. But the one person that was truly the uniting factor amongst all of them was George Washington. And, in all the readings and all the research that we've done, and even as we discussed before in the one regarding the Constitutional Convention and the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, George Washington was that one figure that came in. And as soon as he entered the room, everyone's like, oh shit, George is here. And his words carried weight. Exactly. It carried weight, and it gave the Constitutional Convention, it gave everything that was going on and the position that he supported significant weight, and really changed the entire outcome of this country.
There's a phrase, if anyone who does any bit of cooking, and I can't take credit for that. I heard this 30 something years
Yeah,
ago,
because
but I
you
use it
don't
all the
cook.
time. It's when they talk about someone who was so important in the family that said he's or she's the egg in the family meatball, meaning they're the one who keeps it all together.
Okay.
I'm just saying, when you make meatballs, man, you can put egg in it. That holds it together. It's a binder. George Washington is the egg in the United States meatball.
All right. Love it. He's a beef in the cooking pot. There you go. So, but he was, and he really was. He's one person that held everything together, because you had people that were politicians, and you had people that were businessmen, and you had people that had, were involved in different things and had different angles. But he's the one person that united it all. And we'll talk about it as we go through it today. His credentials, he was a successful businessman. And we're going to talk about some of the more notable things about that he did, which some of you may not know. He was a politician when he served in the House of Burgess for a period of years. And then he was also an established military figure. And because of that, that gave him an air of uniqueness and of authority within those discussions.
Now, we also understand that we can't go on. The life of George Washington can take, as if you go to any library or you download stuff, you'll see volumes and volumes and volumes, tomes and tomes of biographies and autobiographies, all this other stuff. We've got a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We're going to try to keep this like in that 45-minute sweet spot. We don't mean any disrespect to George Washington by omitting certain things or glossing over things. We're trying to hit the high points, and there's so many of them. But we have to give a context of the breadth of the man from the time he was born to the time that he passed. So much that was done, so much that was meaningful, so much that was helped create him and thus helped create this country.
Right.
If this sparks an interest, which we hope all of our videos do, which is why we start putting things down in the comments of, and we put in the description, we put different resources down there. Whether we've talked about the Bill of Rights, you see the Bill of Rights, see all the different amendments. We talk about this. There are going to be some things about George Washington down here. If any of this sparks your imagination or your curiosity, which it should,
right,
take it upon yourself and follow up with it. Let this be that spark. Let this be the start. And that's what this is going to do. It's your introduction to George Washington, why we revere him. Bingo.
Exactly. Bingo. So let's start taking a look at his history. So